Huh? Got the little tree in the back. Got some lights over here. Got the ugly Christmas sweater on. We're ready, man. Damn, this is loud. Okay, so Monday Night Football between the Steelers and the Miami Dolphins. I believe the Dolphins still have a shot at making the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure, though. Steelers in first place. Although the Ravens did win last night, they got a big win against the Bengals yesterday, 24 to nothing. So the Steelers really need this one. After that, they have about, I guess, uh, half a game ahead of Baltimore now after the Ravens won yesterday. So Steelers need this one, man. They have to have it, and I guess so do the Dolphins. Again, I'm not too sure, but we're over there. Heinz Field is where this game's taking place, man. Towels are waving. The end zones are in Steeler gold, which is awesome, man. I wish they were gold for the whole season, man, but Pitt plays there, so that kind of makes things to where they can't do it. Kickoff is away. Boswell kicks it off, and it goes to the right side, and it's returned inside the 5. He's going to take it up past the 20. Ooh, makes a move. Past the 25, now tackled at around the 27-yard line, and that's where Tua Tagovailoa and the Dolphins offense are going to take charge, man. Tua 18 passing touchdowns, 14 interceptions, tied with most in the NFL with Geno Smith. And the Steelers are going to be missing a key player on defense, that being TJ Watt for this game. So it's going to be Highsmith and Wilson that are going to be taking the reps at the defensive line. Tight end in motion. It's going to be a play action on the first play, and he's going to give it out to Darren Waller, and he gets the first down, still up on his feet, and finally tackled. It took 2 Steelers to get him down. Oh, I thought that was Darren Waller. That was just a tight end. Okay. Nonetheless, it's a first down. Steelers in their color rush jerseys, in their color rush uniforms, I should say. Dolphins wearing all white. Which I'm not a fan of the Dolphins' current uniforms. I thought that their ones before were way better. Their old logo's way better. So here we go. Dolphins already around midfield. Fakes the toss. Tua is going to give it out to his running back, who tries to get a block, just couldn't, and just runs out of bounds. He was hoping to get a block, but he just couldn't make one. So, okay, that did not work out the way that the Dolphins wanted it to, for sure. But I haven't really been paying attention too much to the Dolphins. I know they are in a little bit of a win streak here, but they haven't really been playing too good of competition. I mean, who did they beat? The Panthers or one of those games? Not the Panthers, the Saints. So they have been playing teams with losing records, and they've been taking advantage of that to their credit. So we're going to hand it off. Outside handoff gets tripped and down right at around the 50-yard line. Okay, so it's going to be third down here for the Dolphins at midfield. Not a terrible start so far for Miami. Oh, Herbig was down on the ground, and he just put his hand up to make the stop. That was a good heads-up play from Nick Herbig right there. Okay, so it's going to be 3rd and 7. Tua by himself in the backfield. Steelers look like they're going to bring 4. They do bring 4. Tua is going to scramble, then throws it, middle of the field, incomplete. Joey Porter Jr. was on the coverage. He was looking for Darren Waller there, and the Steelers get a stop defensively on the first play of the drive. Let's go. Let's go. You know, JPJ is actually having himself a really, really good season statistically. The one thing that's holding him back is those penalties, man. That's what's really holding him back. Yeah, that might have been his best shot for Tua. All right, Calvin Austin awaiting the punt. It's going to be a tough punt here, man. I think it's tougher to kick it or to punt it where your team's at midfield than anywhere else. And it's going to roll. Did it get into the end zone? Looks like it hit the ground in the end zone. So the Steelers are going to get a touchback there. And they're going to take it at the 20. And here comes Aaron Rodgers, who is no longer the oldest quarterback in the NFL. You heard that right. That now belongs to Phillip Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts quarterback, which, I mean, I watched a good portion of that game. I'm not going to say I watched all of it because I didn't. He didn't look too bad for a guy who was out for 5 years. Okay, he was out for 5 years. He didn't lose. He didn't look too bad. I mean, I don't know exactly what the Colts were expecting too much out of Phillip Rivers, but I guess it was, I don't know. They didn't have any other options, so that's really what that was. But we'll see how many light shows we get tonight. I'm not expecting like a super great game here. I think it's going to be a bit of a, this game in particular, I'm expecting a defensive game for some reason. I don't think the Steelers offense is going to put up a lot of points. I don't think the Dolphins offense is going to put up a lot of points. So I think it's going to be a bit of a defensive matchup. Or you know what it might be? The Steelers might build a decent lead in the first half, and then second half is where the Dolphins kind of get back into it, but the Steelers are able to hold them off. I think that's exactly what's going to happen tonight. I actually feel really confident about this game. Really confident. Which is weird to say. I'm not that confident in many Steeler games. But the fact that it's on Monday night, that it's at Heinz Field, that they're wearing their color rush jerseys, gives me a lot of optimism, man. It does. And besides, they're going to be honoring some Steeler legends tonight, too, at halftime. So hopefully that brings a lot of energy for at least the Steeler crowd, okay? Because the last time the Steelers fans watched the game at Heinz Field, it wasn't too great. That was against Buffalo a few weeks ago. Oh, they're showing the Saturday slate of games. Does that start this week? Oh, maybe not. Well, they're showing a playoff picture with Denver being at the first seed, defeating the Packers yesterday in a really, really good game, man. And that's what I was expecting. Those are two, I'd say, powerhouse teams, man. I know the Packers haven't necessarily shown that this season, but, I mean, well, there's a lot to talk about over there. All right, Jalen Ward in the backfield here. First play of the game for the Steelers offense. It's going to be a play action. Rodgers rolls. He's not going to throw it to Darnell Washington. To Smith. And he gains maybe 2 yards on the play. Nothing too crazy there. Maybe he was looking for something else, but that was just the only available option for Rodgers there. Aaron actually not having too bad of a season. Not too bad, man. 20 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I believe it said 65% complete percentage. Now Kenny G is beside Rodgers here. Calvin Austin moving around. Rodgers with the hard count. Play clock now starting to run down. Gets it off right at one. Hands it off. Gainwell tries to make a move and gets tackled for a very short gain there. Tackled by Douglas. And for one reason or another, it's just what the Steelers struggle with. They struggle with handing the ball off and getting good runs. I don't know what it is. It's not Jalen Warren or Kenny G, because they do great in the passing game. They do really good in the passing game. So I don't really even know exactly what it is. Is it the formations? Is it the play calling? I don't know. 3rd and 8 already for the Steelers here. Miami showing blitz. Oh, he might have jumped. Okay, Dolphins drop back. He's going to get out to Gainwell, who's going to try to get the first down and is just short of about a yard. And already the Steelers go 3 and out on their first drive. I didn't like the play call in there. I never understand throwing behind the sticks on 3rd down. It makes no sense to me. The only time it makes sense to me is when you're near field goal range and when you're just outside of field goal range and throw it short to get into field goal range. That is the only time it makes sense to me to throw behind the sticks. All right, Waitman on the punt. Actually having a really nice season for a punter, man. This punt takes a nice Steeler bounce. Oh, makes a move and is tackled right at the 30-yard line. All right, so 10-14, and we're trading punts so far. 2 very short drives for the Dolphins and for the Steelers. Oh, man. And I'm not sure if it was the last time the Steelers and Dolphins played on a Monday Night Football game, but there was one Monday Night Football game between the Steelers and the Dolphins that ended in a 3-0 score. That's the notorious Mud Bowl game that happened in 2007. That was a few years before I started watching football. Not too long after is when I started watching football, man. But the field conditions on that day were terrible. It was very muddy, which is why it's called the Mud Bowl. Football literally just stayed on the ground after a punt. Does history repeat itself here? I hope not. I want to see a good game, man. I think they meet each other. The Steelers and Dolphins meet each other at a decent spot. Again, I would like to see that the Steelers probably should win this game. But you never know. You never know. I think the Dolphins still do need some change, man. Maybe it's coaching, maybe it's the front office itself, but they definitely need changes over there in Miami. And I still think the Steelers do as well, okay? I didn't change my mind after 1 week, okay? I think that the Steelers definitely have a lot of flaws. The Ravens do too, okay? The Ravens do too. So the entire division has flaws, a lot of them. Cincinnati's going to be a interesting team going into this offseason, man. Joe Burrow is not happy in Cincinnati. That is for sure. And they're showing the nice city of Pittsburgh, man. I'm telling you, that city looks nice. It looks like that's PNC Park up there. Aiming to go there next season. Okay. Second drive for the Dolphins here in this game. See if they can cook anything up here. It's going to be a handoff play straight up, and he gets about 8 or 9 on that one. Well, that's his knee touched way before. Okay, now they say his knee was down beforehand. Okay. How about the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots putting on a really good game yesterday? There was a few really good games yesterday, man. A good slate of football. Man in motion. 18 in the backfield. Waddle at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be a toss play to HN. Oh, he has blocks up front and gets the first down. Tries to get past Ramsey, but Ramsey's able to make the tackle. Still a first down for Ancient and the Dolphins. I'm sure Jalen Ramsey feels the type of way. Jalen Ramsey and Minka Fitzpatrick are probably playing this game with a little bit more of motivation more than usual. I think we saw that right now with Jalen Ramsey. Gosh, man, the fact that the Steelers traded Minka still, I still haven't gotten over that. Fakes the handoff. Tua looks. He's going to throw middle of the field. He's going to get it out to Waddle and get the first down. And the Dolphins are now in Pittsburgh territory, moving the ball pretty quick. I don't know if they said the temperature before the game, but I do know I looked it up. It said it was supposed to be at around 9 degrees or something for the game. Hey, it looks cold out there. 1st and 10 for the Dolphins. Takes the handoff. Tua looks. He's going to throw down the field, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by Samuel. Nice. Nice. I think I dropped my water. Oh, no, I didn't. That's what I'm talking about. Steelers are celebrating in the end zone. And that's a way to start for the Steelers defense, man. You get a stop on the first drive, second drive you get a turnover. That's a good start for the Steelers defense. Really good. Now we need some offense here. Good. Good. That's cold, man. I'm not sure if I've ever been in that cold of weather before. I don't think so. So when you talk about the mountains out here in California, they don't get to 7 degrees. They get to 20 degrees for the mountains out here in California? At least when I've looked it up and when I've gone to the mountains, it's like 20 degrees or something like that. That's the very lowest. Damn, 7 degrees. And who knows, maybe with the wind and stuff, it probably feels lower than that. So maybe the Steelers are going to try to run the ball a lot, man, here in this game. Yeah, I don't think I've seen it get like super. I don't think I've seen it get into single digits. That's a whole nother thing, man. Okay, so it looks like they're going to start with Saturday games in 2 weeks. Usually they started before that. Usually they started either week 16 or I think they typically start Saturday games week 16, but it seems like they're going to start a little later this year. I don't really mind it too much. I actually like Saturday games. When the college season is over, or as far as college regular season is over, I actually enjoy those Saturday games. And the Steelers have actually had quite a few Saturday games the past couple of seasons. Last year, they only had one because they played on a Wednesday, on Christmas Day, which was weird. And look, I like NFL football on Christmas, but just if it lands on a Thursday through Sunday or Thursday through Monday, that's the days to do it. If you're gonna try to do it on a Wednesday, that's pushing it to or on a Tuesday, nah. Toss play, Jalen Warren. Oh, hurdles over a guy. He fumbled the ball, but I think he was down. Miami did recover it. I believe he was down. Yes, they're going to mark him down. Okay. Oh, that was almost bad. All right, they're showing a replay on this interception here. I think he underthrew it. Oh, no, Samuel just read it. And I'll play once again to Warren. Looks like he's just short of the first down marker. So it was zone defense on that interception play, and Samuel was able to just move down and grab it. Oh, all his 15 interceptions were on zone defense? And the Steelers typically like to run some zone defense, so that might be a problem for Tua here tonight. So it's like they're going to run the tush push. Connor Hayward with the hard count. Oh, he's trying to make him jump off sides, Connor Hayward. Now they snap the ball. Washington pushes him up front. And that's a close one, man. It's going to depend on the spot. That's actually very close. The initial spot is going to mark him short. I mean, Connor Hayward's looking to see if the Steelers can review it here. Maybe they try it again. ESPN analytics say the Steelers should go for it, and the Steelers offense is out there inside of their own 30-yard line. And they go for it, and they get the extra push this time, and they get it. That's a first down. That time they got it. Very risky call here for the Steelers early in this game, but it worked. You know, and that's the modern NFL for you. Teams are a lot more aggressive in this state in the NFL, which I actually kind of like. You know, I'm a fan of, although I do think there's times where you shouldn't be aggressive. I do think there's a such thing as overly aggressive. Rodgers here in shotgun. He takes a snap, looks left, pump fakes, and gets it out to Gainwell. Gets a block from Darnell Washington and gets tackled right around the line of scrimmage. Okay. Damn it. So the Steelers have two newer receivers, that being Adam Thielen and MVS. Haven't really heard them too much. Thielen did get a reception or two last week against Baltimore. So I haven't really heard anything from MVS. We'll see, man, if that helps DK Metcalf in the wide receiving core. Because he was able to get open last week. He did have some one-on-ones last week. Let's see what the Dolphins decide to do here this week. Rodgers looking. He's going to throw middle of the field, and it's Metcalf this time across midfield and tackled inside of the 50. All right, that's exactly what I was talking about. First down. First down, Steelers. That's exactly what I was talking about. That was a good route. All right, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I think that's MVS on the bottom of the screen there. But they're going to give it to Warren. Warren able to break a tackle, tries to break another. Then gets tackled. Yeah, he had a medium gain right there. Another thing to point out is Roman Wilson hasn't really been getting many snaps the past few weeks. I think he only got like 1 or 2 snaps all of last week with the addition of Thielen. So I'm not too sure what's going on with the Steelers offense and Roman Wilson, because he was a 3rd-round pick last season. Fakes the throw, then he's going to give it. Jalen Warren tries to make a move, then gets tackled by Jones. That's a good tackle by Jones right there. And that's going to bring 3rd and about 4 for the Steelers. See, that's the thing about the Steelers receivers, man. They just need to be a threat. Okay, a threat enough to so that they have to maybe get one-on-one on DK sometimes. You know what I mean? Rodgers takes a snap on 3rd and 3. He's going to throw it incomplete. Threw it too short for Austin right there. And now let's see what the Steelers decide to do here. Are they going to go for it once again on 4th down? I think they are. That's a very long field goal. And what looks like some very cold conditions here. Let's see if they actually go for it or if they're going to try to make them jump off sides here. I think they're actually going to go for it, though. Oh, they are going to go for it. Rodgers is going to get out to Gainwell, who gets the 1st down and some more. Runs out of bounds. All right. Let's go. We're moving the ball here. We're moving the ball here. That was actually a good play. All right. First attempt for the Steelers inside of the Dolphins 35. Gonna get it out. Kenny G has no space as he gets the ball, man. Tackled maybe 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage there. Damn, there was really nothing. Well, Rodgers is very familiar with cold weather. Miami, not so much. And I think that's what's going to make the difference maker here. The fact that the Steelers should be comfortable with cold weather and the Dolphins aren't. That's actually probably pretty warm over there in Miami right now. Rodgers takes a snap on 2nd and 11. He's going to get out to Warren. No look pass, by the way. And he gets tackled right at around the line of scrimmage. Hey, no look pass, I guess, right? Gosh, man, I feel like the Steelers run a lot of checkdowns and stuff. But Gainwell and Warren do a good job picking up yards. It just gets very predictable, though. Even when Rodgers does a no-look pass like that, like he just did. 3-11, maybe the last play of the first quarter here, which was actually a very quick first quarter. Rodgers takes it, looking through his progressions, has to avoid pressure, and couldn't he get sacked? Damn, that might have taken him out of field goal range too, even with Boswell as their kicker. What am I doing? I got to get the scoreboard on here. Let's do that. All right, we're good. Well, that was the end of the first quarter. No score yet. I'm not expecting a lot of points here. I'm really not. Both teams are probably going to have to rely on their kickers tonight. Man, a lot of things are going to Prime. They got the NBA on Prime now. The Lakers have played a couple games on Prime. Just everything going to streaming apps, man. I don't like it. Okay, I don't mind things going to streaming apps. What I have a problem with is the fact that you have to have different streaming apps for one sport. For one sport. Like just for the NFL, you have to have YouTube TV with the Sunday Ticket, Netflix because the game's going to be on Netflix on Christmas, I believe, and Prime. I might be missing a few. I don't know. That's a lot of streaming services to have just for one sport, man. But I don't think streaming service services is necessarily a problem. I think that they're just trying to get too many of them. That's what I think the problem is. You know, it'd be crazy if Blockbuster came out with the streaming service. That would be something. That should happen, by the way. I would get Blockbuster the streaming service. Damn, they have a whole clock over there dedicated to the draft. And the Steelers have a lot of draft picks in the 26th draft. All right, so the Steelers are going to wind up putting it here, which I'm fine with. Waitman going to try to pin them back here. 4th and 20. That's the Steelers' 64th straight game with 7 or less points in the first quarter, and that's going to roll back into the end zone. So another touchback. Dolphins are going to get it at the 20. And how about a first play of the quarter being a punt? I mean, is this not great, entertaining football? Punts. A good old-fashioned punt off. Oh, you got Santa Claus sitting next to the Grinch. Santa Claus is a Steeler fan, and the Grinch is a Dolphin fan. I actually like that. I like that. I like that a lot. That makes sense, man. All right, Steelers defense trying to get the crowd into it. Highsmith and Sawyer. Sawyer in. Crowd is getting into it. Give it out to the running back, and that's a very short gain. Okay. Steelers defense has been looking a lot better the past couple of weeks. You know, again, they are showing some of the same weaknesses, I guess you could say, but they are looking better, man. Man. In the beginning of the season, it was just tough to watch the Steelers defense at times. Okay, they're pointing out once again to his 15 interceptions that come all off of zone defense. That's what he struggles with. Swing pass out there to Darren Waller, who turns it off the field and might have gotten the first down. Let's see where they spot him. That's going to be close. They gave him the first down. He just had open space right there. All right. The Dolphins did have practice, I think, yesterday in Pittsburgh just to get used to the weather. That's actually pretty good. I would do the same thing, too, if I was the Dolphins there, just to get more familiar with the weather. And a play, H.N. breaks to the outside and gets down right around the 36-yard line. Because you play in a very warm weather area, in a very warm weather environment, sometimes very humid. You're not familiar with that super cold weather. You only have to deal with that a few times a season, if even that, if you have to go out and play a division matchup late in the season. Oh, wow, Tua's 0-5. And temperatures under 40 degrees. They're going to give it out to H.N. once again, who is about 1.5 yards short of the first down. A little extra pushing and shoving going on with a lineman and Patrick Queen there. All right, so we got a third down here. 3rd and 2 to be exact. They're showing McDaniel. A lot of people saying McDaniel's on the hot seat after this season. We'll see. He might as well be. Tua gets a snap. Has some open field in front of him, and he gets the first down. Maybe. No, they're going to mark him short. So they're saying he started to slide before he got past the first down marker. Because that's really what it comes down to. Okay, they're going to show the replay here. Oh, his knee was down and he was touched before he got past the first down line. Okay. No, that's valid. That's a good call. And they're going to put their punting unit out there. They're not as aggressive as the Steelers. Steelers being the aggressors here. Play clock runs out. Whistles are blowing. And we got a flag. Our first flag of the game, I believe. All right, it was the leg game on the Dolphins. I mean, the first penalty of the game, I don't think that hurts the Dolphins really that much. Unless the punt's really bad. That's really about it. All right, the punt is off. Calvin Austin about to get the return. He has to run up to it and gets tackled as soon as he catches the ball. He did not make a fair catch. And that was risky for Calvin Austin there. Damn, Calvin Austin was playing that ball really deep, man. Looked like he had to run a ways towards it, man. Which I wonder what's more tough, backpedaling towards it or running towards it. Maybe backpedaling. Well, running towards it's a little kind of awkward too, though. I don't know. Both seem pretty tough to do, especially with the way the ball moves when it's a punt. But Calvin's a pretty good punt returner. I think he only has, like 2 fumbles? Maybe 1 fumble for punt returns. And he's been the fastest receiver that the Steelers have had for, 3 years or so? I think he's been in the league for 3 seasons, but he was injured his first full season. He was injured. I'm sorry, 4 seasons. What the heck is this commercial? What the heck? All right, so with the Ravens winning yesterday, that makes it a little bit more tough for the Steelers to win the division. The Ravens do control their own destiny. However, the Ravens' schedule is tough the next few weeks, man. They play, I don't know the exact order, but I know they play the Patriots and the Packers. Yeah, I think they play the Patriots next week on Sunday Night Football. And Packers, we'll talk about the Packers during halftime for sure, because there's a lot to talk about with Green Bay. Which is an unfortunate situation, man. It really is. All right, Rodgers with the hard count. On first down from the 29. Warren in the backfield. It's going to be a toss play. Jalen Warren gets blocked up front, makes a move, gets the first down. Stiff arm, get off me, and is down at around midfield. Although there is a flag, is that coming back? Yeah, it's coming back. Damn it. Crowd is over there booing. That was holding on Jonnu Smith. Damn it. Why is it always when there's a big run, man? There's always a holding every time. It's like so predictable. it's almost every time in the modern NFL era where if it's a long run, it's a holding, man. There's a holding on the offense. So that brings the Steelers back to the 19-yard line, 1st and 20. Rodgers takes it. He's going to throw it to Adam Thielen for a short gain. That's a pickup of a couple. Oh yeah, Rodgers still wearing the cast on his wrists. Oh, he fell on it too. Rodgers is going to get it out to Darnell Washington. Able to stay on his feet, get some extra yards, still on his feet, by the way. And it takes about half of the Dolphins defense just to take him down. How about Darnell Washington right there, man? It took, what, 4 or 5 Dolphins? 1, 2, 3. It took 6 Dolphins to take him down. That is insane, man. Nonetheless, 3rd and 3 for the Steelers here. Still no score. Rodgers is going to look. He's going to have to get rid of it, and he gets sacked. Rodgers gets sacked once again to end the Steelers' drive, and there's just not much going here for the Steelers' offense. He didn't have that much time to get rid of the football. There were some Steelers open, but by that time, pressure was already there. Waitman with his 3rd punt of the game. And this one is a boomer, and it somewhat takes a bit of a Dolphins bounce, although Samuel's able to down it. Looks like right around the 30-ish. But man, this Steelers, his freaking chin strap went off when he got sacked too. All right. Hey man, so far it's been kind of what I expected. We're on pace to have what was the Mud Bowl game. You know, we're on that pace. All we need for that is 3 points in the 4th quarter. That's it. That is it. I'm actually very surprised that the Steelers have another primetime game this year. That's crazy. The Steelers are winless in primetime games this season. Winless. So what streak is stronger? The Steelers winless streak in prime time, or the Steelers, I guess, streak on Monday Night Football at home? What streak is stronger? That's what we'll find out tonight. One streak has to end. One streak. We just got to figure out which one it is. Which one is it going to be? And those primetime games, man, it was tough to watch. And I was at one of those. I was at one of those primetime games, man. You know, that game against the Chargers was so bad. It was so bad that you just had to start laughing at it. That's how bad it was. That was my way of dealing with it, you know? Just start laughing. But it's always nice going to SoFi Stadium. It's a really cool stadium. Definitely the best football stadium I've been to, as far as the actual stadium. I'm not going to say atmosphere, but the actual stadium itself. That's probably the best stadium. That's the best stadium I've been to. They had Aaron wearing an ugly Christmas jersey. All right, I am hearing Steeler Nation get into it. Waller in motion. Give it Achane. Gets tackled by Harrison. That was getting about 5, maybe 6 on the play. Oh, gosh. What are we doing here, ESPN? What are we doing? How about McDaniel wearing a hoodie and a jacket and a beanie? Hey, as a California boy, I might have to do that too. If I'm going to go to Pittsburgh later in the season, I might have to wear a hoodie and a jacket. 2nd and 6 for Miami. Fakes the handoff. Oh, good play action from Tua. Pump fake, still rolling, and he's just going to throw it out of bounds. Looks like he might have threw it at somebody on the sideline. Yeah, there was just not much going on. And Highsmith was right there, so it was either throw it away or get sacked. Unless he was going to be able to juke out Highsmith, I guess. I think he's even wearing gloves, too. Okay, so we haven't had a 3rd down conversion here in this game, and I hope I'm not jinxing it here. Steelers bring 4. Highsmith, try to get it. Tua's going to throw it complete, and I did. I did jinx it. That is a 1st down catch for Achane, and I jinxed it. Damn it, man. Why did I say that? That's completely my fault. That is completely my fault. But what was I thinking? Yeah, he just found a soft spot in the defense. I'm not sure if that was his route or if his route ended and he just ran towards that way. But that was definitely a soft spot in the Steelers defense right there. Steelers bring pressure to handoff play. Another short gain. Oh, a little shove at the end of the play. How about that? And so far, this has been probably the best offensive drive for Miami. Steelers also had a pretty solid drive. What was it? Their first or second drive, and that stalled out because they got sacked at the end of the drive. That knocked them out of field goal range. So another 2nd and 6 here. It's going to be handoff to Achane. He is about a yard and a half short of the 1st down. So it's going to be 3rd and short here. And this game is passing by, man. We are just right around 6 minutes left here in the 2nd quarter. Still no score here. And remember, the Dolphins don't have Tyreek Hill. He's been out for quite a few weeks here, but they still have Jalen Waddle, who is actually a really good receiver himself as well. Steelers show pressure. Let's see if they bring. They do bring pressure at the line. It's a handoff play, and he gets tackled yards behind the line of scrimmage. That might have knocked him out of field goal range there. Patrick Queen on the tackle. I never understood those plays. It makes zero sense to me. Why you do run plays like that in that situation? I don't get it. Why are you going to put yourself backwards and then hand off the ball on a 3rd and 1? It makes no sense to me. Because the defense is expecting run already. Running back did get hurt after that, too. They had to walk him off the field. Dang. Hey, the NFL yesterday had a lot of injuries, yeah. Oh, they're showing the tackle again. All right, so they're going to try to settle here for a 54-yard field goal here. Patterson 5 for 11 and field goals from 50-plus yards. It's from the left hash. Heinz Field, a tough place to kick, and it's up and looks good. Is good. Dolphins take a 3-0 lead, and we get the first points of the game. With 5:11 left here in the second quarter, 3-0 Miami. Dang, that's a crazy tree, man. Offense has to do something, man. Even if it's just the field goal, man. They have to get some sort of point on the board. Because defense is doing good. Defense is definitely keeping the Steelers in the game here, but the offense can't move the ball. They haven't even converted the third down. Oh man, I can't wait to talk about the rest of the NFL. Going into for halftime, I can't wait to talk about it. I almost want to talk about it now, but well, I don't know. Maybe they'll show the what the Steelers have for halftime. Maybe they'll show it. I don't know. But it might be this week that we'll drop a video about who are the the contenders in the AFC and NFC, the playoff contenders, and how we think they're gonna do and how far we think they could go. We're gonna talk about every contending team that either has a shot at the playoffs or that's already clinched a playoff spot. Well, we'll drop that some point this week. I can't give an actual day yet. You know what? I really like how they do the college football playoff now. I'm actually a fan of that. AFC wildcard. How about the fourth seed in the AFC? How about the division leaders in the AFC? No, man, I agree. NFC has a lot of good teams. I'm not sure if it's just a lot of good teams with a lot of bad teams in the NFC, but it's tough to get into the playoffs for the NFC. And that ball drops before the landing zone. So now the Steelers are going to get the ball in very good field position here. The Steelers are going to get it at the 40-yard line because that's that rule. You have to kick it within the landing zone, and they kicked it before it hit the landing zone. All right, Rodgers so far tonight, 8 for 9 with 57 yards. Darnell Washington moves to the left side. He's going to throw a quick pass to Smith, who's able to break a tackle and get the first down. All right, that's right, Smith. First down Steelers. He's probably playing with a little bit extra fighting up today as well. Dolphins traded him and Jalen Ramsey in the offseason to Pittsburgh. Good block by Freiermuth. Gosh, man, can we get more? Can we feed the ball to Freiermuth a little bit more? That'd be nice. See them moving around. Warren in the backfield. DK at the top of the screen. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's changing the play. They get it off at one. They give it to Warren, and he's able to get past midfield, right around the 45, maybe a yard short. They got to get a little bit more creative with this offensive play calling because it's very, I don't know. You can kind of predict what they're gonna do for the most part. They were taking shots last week. They haven't really taken one yet. Rodgers in shotgun. Warren to Rodgers' right. Fakes the handoff. Gets it out to Washington. First down Steelers. Pushed out of bounds. All right. Another first down, baby. Let's go. Towels are waving. Honestly, man, what I would do is for one play, have Washington in as a running back and just hand it off and just see how many yards you could get. I don't think that's a bad play or a bad idea. Rodgers takes a snap. He's going to throw it. Caught, complete to Kenny G. Might have been short of the first down. Looks like they're going to mark him just short. No, they're going to give him the first down. Okay, we'll take it. Now the Steelers are finally moving the ball. All it took was over a quarter and a half for these offenses to get some yards. All right. And there's some confusion in the huddle, and Rodgers takes a timeout. I don't know what the heck that was. I don't know if Rodgers didn't like the play call or what, but Rodgers didn't seem happy there. Yeah, he probably didn't like the play call. That's what I'm guessing. It was crazy that the Vikings released Adam Thielen because I think the only reason why he went back to Minnesota was so he could retire as a Viking because he was with the Vikings for the majority of his career. Oh, yeah, they just pointed that out. Okay. Damn, that sucks. That sucks for Thielen, man. I mean, not that the Vikings are going anywhere, but for the service that he had in Minnesota, man, he wanted to finish it off there. Toss play, Kenny G breaks to the outside and is able to keep his footing, then runs out of bounds. Looks like he might have gotten 6 there. 2:30 left in the second quarter. Clock still ticking. And they don't have to run another play before the 2-minute warning. I think they're just going to let the clock run out and get to the 2-minute warning. Or let's see. They're huddling up here. Looks like Rodgers is trying to hurry up and call a play. I think they claimed MVS from the Niners, right? All right, we hit the 2-minute warning, and what has been a very, very eventful first half. 3-0 Miami. Oh, man, let's see. How fast is this game going? That's barely 6:13. We have more punts than we do points. That's always great, right? I got my ugly Christmas sweater on. I'm trying to get a light show here. I don't know, man. We can't get a light show for some reason. It's kind of making me think that maybe I should just do it for any sort of points at this point. I don't know. Because I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get one today. What if it's a field goal fest? What if the only things that are scored are field goals and safeties? This game goes into overtime at 3-3 and ends in a walk-off safety. That'd be something. And that has happened before. Not a 5-3 game that ended in a walk-off safety, or maybe I don't know. But overtime game to end in a walk-off safety. That has happened before. Three seconds, maybe that makes sense, man. That makes sense. Typically it's exclusively for touchdowns, but God, I don't know. It's not looking too promising here. Yeah, see, now I kind of do wonder if they're gonna show the festivities at halftime. And now that they're bringing it down, they're probably not. Well, I guess I'll watch it on YouTube after. RC? All right, Steelers in the red zone for the first time. I believe this is the first team to hit the red zone here. Rodgers fakes a swing pass. Then gets it out to Gainwell. Gainwell is about half a yard short of the first down. And whistles are blowing. Let's see who took a timeout. Maybe Miami. Or it hasn't been said who took the timeout. I think it was Miami. Yeah, it was Miami. Okay, that makes sense. They're showing Heinz Field from a distance. And that the stadium looks way better at nighttime. I don't know what it is, if it's just the lights or what. Merry Christmas from Ventura, California, huh? How about that? Show us some Steelers fans from California. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Santa Claus with the Grinch. Santa being a Steeler fan, the Grinch being a Dolphin fan. That's great. All right. Don't get too fancy here. It's 3rd and 1, Steelers. It is 3rd and 1. Okay, good. Steelers are 0 for 5 in third down conversions here, although they do have a 4th down conversion that was in their first drive. Toss play. Warren looks like, he might have been short. Why even toss the ball? Just hand the ball off. Why are we tossing it? Come on, man. I just said, don't try to make it too fancy. Just hand the ball off. Because I don't know what it is. The Steelers like to do a lot of toss plays. I don't get it. They don't hand the ball off a lot. If you watch a lot of Steelers football, you'll realize that they don't do a lot of handoffs. A lot of their run plays are toss plays. Even if it's an inside run, it's a toss for some reason. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't. All right, looks like the Dolphins took another timeout. 1:46 left. The Steelers are going to go for it here on 4th down. I'm not that big of a fan of this. Only because the Steelers haven't moved the ball. They're going to try their tush push. Connor Hayward gets the first. He got it. He got it. Oh, a Dolphin ends up with the football, but that's forward progress. Mika Fitzpatrick ended up with the football. But whistle's already blew. Okay, they're pointing out how Aaron Rodgers is for those plays. I don't get the point of having Aaron Rodgers out there if he's not going to do anything. Why don't you just get someone else to get an extra push there? Right? Doesn't that make more sense? I mean, with that formation, you already know that they're not going to throw the football or anything like that. So why are you going to try to why are you going to have them out there? That's how I see it. Dolphins take another timeout, I guess, to give, I don't know, I guess so they could get another look at it. But it looked pretty clear. Okay, yeah, they officially called it a first down. Yeah, I'm positive they took that timeout just so they could take another look at it upstairs. Can we get a touchdown here? Is it possible? Feeling in motion. Kenny G in the backfield. 1st and 10. Bootleg. Rodgers looking. Has some time. Gets it out to Gainwell. Gainwell has some space, and he gets another first down. All right, let's go. It's going to be 1st and goal. He had a lot of time there. That's good. He had a lot of time. Well, the Dolphin got off of Gainwell and tried to make it the tackle there. That's probably the only reason why Rodgers was able to get it out to Gainwell. All right, Steelers in shotgun here. 1st and goal. Washington in motion. He's moving around. They do a weird toss play. The Gainwell was able to break a tackle, still on his feet, and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Oh, he takes a nasty hit. Flags are thrown. As soon as he got hit, by the way. Oh, it's going to be a face mask. He took a shot by Minka, too. I mean, you got to call that. That's pretty obvious, man, especially when he grabs onto it and his face is going down. That's as obvious as it gets here. Okay, so now the Steelers are at the 2. Dolphins have not allowed a rushing touchdown in the last 5 games. Steelers out in shotgun here. Let's see if MVS does a little out route here. Since we're talking about it. Handoff play. Warren is able to. Oh, that's a close one. They're going to call him short. I think he was short. About a few inches. But keep the clock rolling. Yeah, keep the clock rolling. Don't take a timeout. Yeah, he's short. Yeah, he's short of about a yard, actually. Come on, guys. We're so close. We are so close from it. Come on. 1st or 2nd and goal from the 1. They're in shotgun. I never understood it. And it's gonna be a handoff play. Warren did he fight his way through? No, he's short, just short. Why are we in shotgun formation with 1 yard? Why? It makes no. He was very close. I don't think he got it though. That is very close. Okay, Steelers take their second timeout. 21 seconds left in the second quarter. Okay, just try that tush push again, I guess. I don't know. Troy Aikman looks like he's wearing two jackets. And you got Joe Buck wearing a jacket and a turtleneck, a very thick turtleneck. I'm actually surprised neither of them are wearing gloves. All right, they're going to try that tush push. Connor Hayward rushes it into the end zone. I think he got it. Yep, touchdown Steelers. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Connor Hayward gets a QB sneak. And you know what that means? Do you know what that means? Embrace it. Embrace it. Love it. It's the holiday season, baby. Touchdown Steelers. Connor Hayward with his first rushing touchdown of the season. That's what I'm talking about, man. Action report for Boswell. Snap is good. Kick is good. Steelers have a 7-3 lead here. 17 seconds left in the second quarter. Huh? Hell yeah. You know, and there's nothing more exciting than a 1-yard rushing touchdown. Just nothing. Nothing beats that. Everybody also wants to see all these 50-yard touchdowns, the Hail Marys. Appreciate the 1 yard or inside of 1 yard rushing touchdown. Just embrace it, guys. Just embrace it. I don't. That might have been the only time, as far as a full show. We might get a couple 3-second ones, but that's it. What? They brought back wedges at KFC? I mean, KFC didn't have good fries, but nothing was better than the wedges. You know, I'm actually kind of glad this is almost at halftime. There's some things I got to talk about. There was actually really, really good games yesterday, man. I didn't watch the entire Sunday Night Football game, but I do know who won, and that's one of the teams I want to talk about too. The Dallas Cowboys. Gosh, man, you know, the Steelers and the Cowboys, they're very similar. Oh, Phillip Rivers is getting a prime time game next week. This time next week, Phillip Rivers, who is who's literally a grandpa, is going to get a primetime start for the Colts. Hey, yeah, Steelers defense has been making some plays today. Boswell, the kickoff, wearing gloves on the kickoff, is going to bounce it to the end zone and is going to take a knee. I don't think that really even mattered, though. Pretty sure the ball's pronounced dead as soon as it hits the end zone without it bouncing in the field of play. Okay, Rodgers so far 13 for 14, 105 passing yards, to a 5 for 8, 61 passing yards. No touchdowns and an interception. Both quarterbacks don't have a passing touchdown. Man, look at those boats. Hey, can you take one of those boats to go to the game? Now I'm actually kind of curious about that. All right, Miami trying to make something happen here from the 35. 17 seconds to work with. No timeouts. They just handed out to H-in, which is actually a solid run, but they don't have a timeout to work with unless they try to spike it here and go for a Hail Mary, which doesn't look like that's going to happen. And that's going to be the first half. 7-3. Pittsburgh has the lead, and the Steelers will get the ball after halftime. I don't really know what to say about the first half. It was, I mean, I definitely liked what I saw from the Steelers defense. Steelers offense looked better in that scoring drive, obviously, in the last drive of the half, but for the most part, they weren't able to move the ball really. So, I don't know. I will say that was a very Pittsburgh Steelers first half. That's really the best I could say there. That's the best description I could give for that first half. That was a very Pittsburgh Steelers-esque first half. But all right. So let's talk about these games, man, that happened during the week. Or yesterday, I should say. Well, we'll start with the Thursday nighter. The Falcons get an upset win over Tampa Bay 29-20. And I think the Buccaneers are on a bit of a losing streak here. Both the division rivals, the week before they lost to the Saints, now losing to the Falcons. And it's between the Buccaneers and the Panthers to win that division. And I believe that's really their only realistic way to make the playoffs for the Bucs and the Panthers. It's kind of similar to the Ravens and Steelers in the AFC North. That's pretty much their only realistic way in at this point. So that's something to keep an eye on. Speaking of the Baltimore Ravens and the AFC North, the Baltimore Ravens shut out the Cincinnati Bengals in Cincinnati by a score of 24-0. Ravens look good, man. Ravens look good. Cincinnati looked terrible, especially offensively. The main thing to talk about here is, the Ravens look way better than they did against the Steelers, right? Joe Burrow's not happy in Cincinnati. Okay, there's rumors that he wants out. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't hate that. Okay, I'm not just saying that as a Steeler fan. Okay, maybe there's a little bit of bias there. I don't know. But let's be real here, man. The Bengals organization, they've made some questionable moves the past couple of seasons. Sure, they were able to get T. Higgins. They were able to extend T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Okay, that's their two best receivers, obviously, for the Bengals, right? There's not really much that they have on defense. I mean, they have a star player on defense, and that's really about it, man. Their defense isn't really good. They have been playing better, I guess, the past couple of weeks, but there's a lot wrong. There's a lot of holes with the Cincinnati Bengals, and the organization really needs to take a look at that this offseason, because if not, they're going to lose an elite quarterback in Joe Burrow. Because I'll say this, man. Sure, Joe Burrow gets injured quite often, and part of that is probably due to his offensive line, due to the fact that the Bengals haven't invested in a good offensive line. But when he's out there, he's elite, man. He's elite. So, I mean, for the Bengals' sake, hopefully they can figure something out. But I'm not putting my money on it, man. We'll see. We'll see what happens with Joe Burrow in that whole situation. Maybe he gets traded this offseason. If not, that means the Bengals are going to have to make some serious changes. Maybe that's coaching too, but they have to make some changes with the players, man. They definitely need to invest in that offensive line, man, because that's really holding them back. I'll even say this, even if that means they have to get rid of one of their receivers, man, because I think it's more beneficial to have an elite offensive line than to have an elite receiver. And maybe that's a what's it called? I forgot. But maybe that's more beneficial, because then that gives your quarterback more time to get rid of the football. Tom Brady had an elite receiver once in his entire career, and Randy Moss, unless you want to say Julian Edelman was an elite receiver, but his offensive line was elite, and that offense was putting up points all the time. So I think, yeah, you got to have an elite offensive line over an elite receiver. You know what I mean? That's just my point on it. That might be a hot take, but that's how I see it. The Eagles shut out the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders are just a mess. Eagles, I mean, they're going to make the playoffs. I'm not really sure if they're going to do anything else other than that. I don't see the Eagles making the Super Bowl again. Maybe they probably don't even get a playoff win this year. I don't know. I don't see very much with the Eagles this season. But, hey, they beat the Raiders. All right. That's all I got. That's all I got for that one. Texans beat the Cardinals. That's what they're supposed to do. Texans are on a hot streak. Honestly, that's a team that I don't want to face in the playoffs. If I'm any team in the AFC, the Texans are hot right now. Their defense is an elite defense. Their offense put up points yesterday. If CJ Stroud and that offense really starts to click, this team is going to be extremely tough to beat. Extremely tough to beat. So watch out for those Houston Texans, man, because they have potential to be a really, really good football team in the playoffs as well. Then you got the Chargers defeating the Chiefs by a score of 16-13. And that means that the Chiefs are out of playoff contention. Is that the end of the dynasty? I'm not completely sold on that yet. Okay, it's one down year. It does happen. Right? But their players are getting older. Travis Kelce's getting older. Patrick Mahomes, he had a season-ending injury yesterday, which is really unfortunate. I don't know, man. And how much more time does Andy Reid truly have as a head coach? He's been in the league for a long time. He's been a head coach for a long time. So how much time does he really have to be an elite head coach? I don't know. Because he is the best head coach in the NFL right now. Okay, he has all the accolades and everything like that to back that up. So we'll see what's next for the Chiefs, man. But they are not going to be in the playoffs, which means they're not going to be in the Super Bowl, and they're not going to be in the AFC Championship game for the first time in a long time. I think in 8 years? Which is that's crazy, dude. Then you got the Buffalo Bills getting a come-from-behind victory over the Patriots in a great game. 35-31. Patriots have a bright future ahead of them, man. They do. This is Buffalo's time to get to that Super Bowl. Oh, they're showing the Hall of Honor over. Oh, they're honoring Big Ben and Marquise Pouncey. Looks like Joey Porter as well. Those were some nice jackets, too. I think they could be good, but not great. Yeah, because... Okay, so when you talk about the Steelers dynasty, they did have what I'm talking about in the 70s. They did have a down year but most of those players were still mainly in their prime. In this situation, their team's only getting older. You know what I mean? I mean, Kelsey is not the same Kelsey that he was a few years ago, that's for sure. So that's where it gets tricky, man. That's where it really does get tricky. So we'll see. I mean, maybe you're right. I think they can still compete and contend as far as playoffs. Mahomes does have that clutch in him, but you got other teams like the Broncos who are looking really good, like the Chargers who are another younger team, Broncos younger team as well in their division, and they're both are really good with some good head coaches. That's going to be tough competition, man. The AFC West is going to be tough for the Chiefs for years to come, and that's already showing this season. So yeah, but yeah, Patriots are back. I know they lost yesterday, but Drake May is legit. He is. But this is Josh Allen and the Bills' time to shine since they couldn't beat the Chiefs for one reason or another in the playoffs. If they don't do it this year, man, when are they going to do it? When are they going to do it? They have a new stadium opening up next season, right? What better way to open up that stadium with a championship celebration, the opening night? What better way? You know, and what better send-off for Highmark Stadium than to win a Super Bowl? I think it's got to be Buffalo's time, man. And if it's not, when will it ever be? If they don't get it this year, I'm convinced that they're a cursed franchise. That's what I'm getting at here. Jaguars blow out the Jets 48-20. I had no idea, man, how good the Jaguars are going to be this season. I didn't think they were going to be good at all. But the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're a good team. They're a really good football team. Commanders beat the Giants 21-20 or 29-21. Both their seasons are kind of over. Jaden Daniels, unfortunately, that injury kind of hurt the Commanders this season. I don't think he was on a sophomore slump. I think just the injury held the entire team back because Jaden Daniels is a really good quarterback, arguably the best quarterback in the NFC, arguably. So, yeah, man, both those teams are kind of done. Bears destroy the Cleveland Browns by a score of 31-3. Chicago doing their thing. Cleveland, I don't know what happens to them, man. They had some years where they were a little bit relevant, and then they just kind of went back down. Myles Garrett's an elite defensive player. Then you got that whole Deshaun Watson situation. They're kind of stuck with him as quarterback. That was just a terrible, terrible contract for the Browns side. I don't know what's next for the Browns. I'm not sure what the future holds for the Browns. I will say this, man. Shedeur Sanders actually he could probably be a franchise guy, maybe just not for the Browns. Okay, he definitely does have talent. He definitely does have a skill. And in the right system, he might be the right guy. Saints beat the Panthers 20-17. Saints are on a little bit of a winning streak there. Buccaneers are now back in first place in their division after the Panthers lost. The Rams and the Lions went out in a shootout, good old-fashioned Western shootout at SoFi Stadium. The Rams were able to win 41-34. Great game. Really great game. Seahawks were able to beat the Colts 18-16. That game was going back and forth a little bit at the end, but the Seahawks were able to get the final field goal with, I think, 20 seconds left. Rivers didn't look too bad, man. Honestly, again, you got to take the circumstances. You got to take the circumstances as well. And after 5 years, not too bad. Broncos beat the Packers 34-26. Obviously, the main thing to talk about here is Micah Parsons going down, having a season-ending injury. That sucks, man. He was a very big piece for the Packers defense. And for him to go down like that, man, that's tough, man. That's really tough. Really elite defensive player. Niners beating the Titans 34 or 37-24. I mean, what did we expect? Right. That's pretty much it. Vikings beat the Cowboys 34-26, eliminating the Cowboys from playoff contention. Kickoff for the second half is underway. And Warren backpedals to the 5-yard line and takes it. Has some space, gets tripped up right at around the 27-yard line. That's where Steelers going to take it. Okay, Dallas. There's still something that needs to change. Still something that needs to change. I'm not going to point out what, but we have said it on this channel before. Honestly, man, I think their head coach is doing a pretty solid job with the Cowboys. I honestly do. I don't. What's his name? Schottenheimer, something like that. I think he's actually doing a pretty good job with the team. Thielen moving around. Warren in the backfield. Metcalf at the top of the screen. He's going to give it out to Warren. They actually hand the ball off. And he's able to get down at around the 35. Yeah, see, they actually handed it off. Not a toss play. Okay. All right, maybe that's the adjustment for this half. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, this is pretty good. All right. 2nd and 4. Rodgers in shotgun. Hands the ball off once again. So Warren fighting. And that's going to be close to a first down. Looks like they're going to call it 3rd and inches. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from the Steelers defense, though, this tonight. 3rd and 1, shotgun. Once again, hand up play. Warren once again. This time he gets the extra blocks up front and gets the first down. Nice. In total, we have three 3rd down conversions. In total. For both teams. That's elite football right there. Our 1st and 10. They're going to another run play. Gainwell this time. Breaks a tackle. Has space in front of him. He's going. And he's finally tackled out of bounds by Mika Fitzpatrick. What a run by Kenny G. That's what I'm talking about. Steelers now in Miami territory. Oh, he almost got tripped by McCormick. Okay, so the Steelers are going to have it at the 22. Not in the red zone just yet. Steelers all run so far on this drive, and I'd say just keep running the football. Why not? It's working. Gainwell, another broken tackle. Well, that's probably 4 at the very most. All right, how about Kenny G, man? Able to keep his footing. Steelers 5 runs, 52 yards, all on the ground in this drive. 2nd and 7. Play action. Rodgers has some time. He's going to throw towards the end zone, and it is caught Touchdown, MVS on the touchdown. His first reception as a Steeler is a touchdown. And we get another one, baby. Let's go. Hell yeah. That was his first reception as a Steeler. Valdez Scanley. That's what I'm talking about, man. He just got lost. Boswell extra point is right down the middle and good. Steelers have a 14-3 lead here. 11:20 left in the third quarter. Let's go. I try to say MVS's full name, but I forgot what his actual name is. Valdez Scanlon. Okay. Yeah, it's I tried to say it at first, but I'm like, damn, dude, both his last names are kind of long. If he was playing baseball, his jersey would be like an arch. His name on his jersey would be like an arch. This is the first time I've seen this commercial, the Corona commercial this year. That's the first time. Yes. That made me so happy, guys. That made me so happy. They've been showing that commercial for like my entire life, man. So I'm glad that that's still a thing. I needed that commercial after what I had to watch on Saturday. That's for sure. I needed that. Oh, man. All right, so what do we think about the Cowboys, man? Their season is done. I think we all know what the problem is with Dallas. Okay. Because I don't think it's really the head coach. I think he's doing all right with the situation he was put in. It's an organization problem. Let's be real here with Dallas. So, will that ever change? Probably not. I don't know. I do think they have some draft capital this year, though. Quite some draft capital for the 2026 draft. But not even that's going to solve the problem with Dallas. So. Boswell with the kickoff, and that lands in front of the landing zone as well. That's the second time we see that tonight. Both kickers kick the ball in front of the landing zone, and now the Dolphins are going to get at the 40-yard line. Mm-hmm. So Aaron himself is saying that this is most likely his last season. There have been rumors out there. Saying that the Steelers wouldn't mind bringing him back for another season. Dolphins starting off the drive here at the 40. And off play HN. Gets tackled by by Hayward right at around the line of scrimmage. He might have gotten about half a yard, though. All right, good play by Hayward there. I agree. Because I don't think Jones is ever going to step down. I just don't see it. I don't. Dolphins with 27 points in total in the third quarter this season. Tua looking through his progressions, gets it out complete for a very short gain of about maybe 3. That's going to bring up third and manageable, though, for Miami. I'm going to say 3rd and 6. They're showing the oldest quarterbacks now. Aaron's no longer the oldest. You got Phillip Rivers. I was going to say, how come they didn't show Flacco in there, but he's not a starting quarterback anymore. All right, Steelers show 5. They bring 5. Tua's going to have to get rid of it. He gets sacked by Jalen Ramsey. Tua just couldn't get rid of the football. And Jalen Ramsey gets a sack. Nice. I'm seeing some fire in this Steelers defense, man. he just kind of shoved them down. He didn't tell. That was more like a push. All right, the punt is off. Austin has to backpedal. Now finds it at the 15. Tries to make a spin move, but he's tackled at around the 23. that was a straight shove down. You just had to do it. You just had to say it, man. You just had to say it. Oh, man, I guess this is the Rodgers farewell tour. You know what? It might end in a Cinderella story. I'm not talking Super Bowl. I'm talking above 500. I'm talking breaking the record. Aaron Rodgers ends his career with breaking the winless. I'm sorry, I'm getting this wrong. Breaking the record without having a losing season. That's how Rodgers ends his career. Breaking a record. I can't say that with a straight face, man. I can't. Hey, that might be Cinderella to some Steeler fans, right? That's a feel-good story, you know? I don't know. Maybe that's the farewell ending that you want for Aaron Rodgers to break the record of having the most seasons without a losing record. I think that's what you want. You know, there's one other team I want to talk about, man. That's the Detroit Lions. What's going on with Detroit? They're not the same team as they were last season. Is it the fact that they lost their offense and defensive coordinator in the same offseason? Maybe that had a lot to do with it. Because I think Dan Campbell's still a really good head coach, man. He really changed the culture. He's the reason why the Lions have culture has completely changed, right? But they did lose a really good offensive coordinator in Ben Johnson and their defensive coordinator in the same offseason. That is tough, man. And Ben Johnson is doing one heck of a job in Chicago right now. All right, Rodgers is going to throw it to Metcalf, who's able to make a move. He tried to make another move. I think that's what kind of messed it up. Well, still a reception for DK. Okay, they're going to go no huddle here. Second and 25. Fakes the handoff, gets it out to Washington. Washington gets tackled at the 30 by Jones. Good tackle by Jones. Sheesh. Oh, they snapped the ball. They're going to take a shot down the field, and Rodgers overthrows MVS right there. Oh, they're looking for a flag. Rodgers is pointing. Now it looks like he's yelling a little bit. And he's still wanting a flag. He's still going like this. But they're not going to give it to him. Yeah, I mean, there was a little bit of contact on MVS. Oh, they called 12 men on the field on Miami. So it's not the call that they wanted, but it's a call that benefits the Steelers nonetheless. And that's a Steelers first down. All right. Hey, shout out to the video assist, all right? Shout out to the video assist. So he was trying to run off the field but couldn't get out of bounds in time. Freiermuth in motion. Moves to the right side. Kenny G turns it up the field, breaks another tackle, and gets a first down. Kenny G with some strong running tonight. So there's going to be a shotgun here, 2nd and 1. Just going to keep giving it to Gainwell, and gets another first down. Man, I'm telling you, he's just getting past these Miami Dolphin defenders. He is not an easy guy to bring down right now. And Steelers are going quick tempo here. Gets another snap off. Rodgers going to dunk it off to Gainwell. And that time, Gainwell about 4. Steelers over here moving with some purpose. They're moving really quick here. 2nd and 6. 3 receiver set with a tight end. So there's 100 yards here in this third quarter to Miami's -8. Rodgers gets it, throws it. Oh, almost intercepted. Did he catch it? No. They say it hit the ground. Almost intercepted. He should have played. He should have acted it out, man. Oh, that was very close. Hey, man, he should have sold it, though, that he did get the interception, right? Because when he got up, that's when you truly knew that, oh, yeah, he didn't catch it. But at least try to act it out, even if, it clearly wasn't incomplete. And Rodgers takes a timeout here. That's another timeout that Rodgers takes. And he's nodding his head, looking like, again, maybe not liking the play calling. I don't. Mm. You know what? I'll even say this. Rodgers should just retire the moment the Steelers get the record. Rodgers should just retire then and there. The moment they get to 9 wins, Rodgers should just retire. All right, 3rd and 6 in Miami territory. Rodgers looks left. He's going to throw middle of the field. Pat Fryer move for a first down. Nice. And if the Steelers are able to win this game, they're in a really good spot to win the division. Their test is definitely next week against Detroit. But again, like we pointed out, maybe not the same Detroit team as they were the first or for a couple years. They're not the same Detroit team. Gives it out to Gainwell, tries to get to the outside, but there's just nothing much going on. Gets tackled a yard and a half behind the line of scrimmage. All right, we're about 5.5 minutes left in this third quarter. 2nd and 11 for the Steelers. Not in field goal range yet. Oh, no, yeah, they are in field goal range after the Freiermuth catch. But Steelers are actually dominating here in time of possession, which is something that we do not say a lot. Definitely in control of this game. Rodgers is looking through his progressions, scrambling, gets away, throws it towards Freiermuth, and it is incomplete. Jones and Metcalf getting into it a little bit here and there. Offensive line trying their best to protect Rodgers. He has gotten sacked twice, but that was already a while ago. 3rd and 11. Rodgers trying to get the Dolphins to jump off sides there. Gets it. Rodgers going to throw middle of the field, and it is caught by Metcalf. What a throw by Rodgers. Metcalf still on his feet. He's going to go all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. Wow, what a play, man. 28-yard reception for DK Metcalf. That was a good catch and run, man. And that means we get another one. Another light show, man. Hey, we got to see the replay on this. That was a laser throw by Rodgers. Look at this. I mean, that he had to make a perfect throw there. Extra point is up and good from Boswell. 21-3. Pittsburgh is dominating right now against the Dolphins, man. Wow. Nice, man. Nice. I mean, Rodgers had to make a perfect throw, and then Metcalf makes the catch, and then he just nobody could bring him down. I'm liking this. I'm liking what I'm seeing. This team tonight's playing with some fire, man. It might. The batteries might run out. I mean, this is a little bit older, but I don't really have the lights on too much. But hey, we'll see. We'll see. We're getting some points with this Steeler team. I'm liking it. I'm liking it, man. It's both sides of the field. Okay, we don't see with the Steelers for the most part. It's either the offense is doing good and then the defense is struggling, or the defense is doing really good and then the offense is struggling. Defense has been playing good the entire game. Offense was struggling for the most part in the first half, but then that last drive, they were able to pick it up. The second half, this third quarter, I mean, they are just moving down the field, making some plays. Kenny G, MVS, getting a touchdown, and then DK Metcalf and A-Rod slinging it too. So it's like the defense and offense are really complementing each other well right now. And I get it. It's against the Dolphins. The Dolphins are under 500, right? But still, it's good to see the Steelers playing football like this, man. Because it doesn't happen very often. I can feel the energy from here. Towels are waving. Crowd is going crazy. I'll point this out too. We're actually seeing some sort of fire from Mike Tomlin. That's something that's been missing too. The fire, the passion from Mike Tomlin. We have to see that more often, man. Boswell with his two gloves kicks it off. And nobody really called for the ball there, but it's returned and he is down right at around the 28-yard line. Yeah, we got to see this play again. Look at Metcalf. Just straight get off of me, man. That's what I'm talking about. The passion. We got to see that from Tomlin more often, man. The passion. Crowd getting into it. It's going to be a screen pass to H and nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. About 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, he is tackled by a swarm of Steelers. Let's go. Negative 10 yards in this third quarter for Miami to Steelers 143. Man, I'm telling you, I don't know when was the last time we've seen the Steelers play this good. It has been a long time. A very long time. 2nd and 12. Man in motion. That's H-N. He's going to throw it incomplete. Highsmith almost had an interception. Oh, that probably should have been a pick too. Who was Tua throwing at? That was literally right at Highsmith. Who is the nearest receiver? He had to have underthrown that. Yeah, he had to have underthrown that. Oh, look at that terrible towel. 3rd and 12. Dolphins 0 for the last 16 and 3rd and 10 or more. Steelers bring 4. Tua has to scramble. He's getting pressured and he gets sacked by Wilson. I mean, come on, man. This Steelers defense is playing one hell of a game right now. This is hell yeah, man. I mean, Tua did have some time. Oh, a Dolphin receiver just kind of tripped. All right, Bailey punts it out. This is actually a really good punt. Has to pin him inside the 30. Austin going to turn on the burners, and he gets about 5 yards on the return. There is a flag on the play. Oh, they're going to see us on the Steelers. They call the flag on Skoranek. Rodgers out there smiling, having a good time. Honestly, haven't seen that much. Haven't seen Rodgers smile too much this season. Yeah, that was a nice one. I know they have a Christmas one too with like Christmas lights and stuff. But I think the Dia de los Muertos one is cooler. Personally, if you ask me. You know what? And since the Steelers have a big lead, at some point in the fourth quarter, I'd say just put in Will Howard, man. Just give him some playing time. I know it's not meaningful playing time, but just to get him out there. He didn't really play in the preseason. Just give him some playing time. Assuming you still have a big lead in the fourth quarter. I'm not saying at the beginning of the fourth quarter unless you score a touchdown here and you're up by 25. But still, just give him some time. Also, Johnson as well, the rookie running back, to give him some snaps too. I think that's what they should do. But if the score stays the same, kind of wait on that a little bit. Oh, they're showing Monday Night Football for next week. The Niners at the Colts. The Colts stadium looks like it looks like an old warehouse or something. It has a interesting look to it. I like how Joe Buck just said that the Super Bowl is in Santa Clara, but on the ticket it says San Francisco. All right, Rodgers takes the snap. He's going to play action. Darnell Washington drops it. He turned his head a little bit as the ball gets to his hands. I didn't realize that the Steelers have 3 consecutive drives with 3 touchdowns. They're saying that's the first time that happened this season. I can't even remember the last time it happened before then. Thielen in motion. This time it's a handoff play. Jalen Warren gets just to the 20-yard line. But I believe if the Dolphins haven't yet been eliminated from playoff contention, a loss here will definitely eliminate them from playoff contention. All right, so 3rd and 8 for the Steelers here. Rodgers tries to do a hard count quite often here. Rodgers now takes a snap. He's going to throw it to Pat Freiermuth, who's going to try to make a move, and gets tackled a yard short of the first down Again, throwing behind the sticks, not that much of a fan of. Oh, flags coming after the play. Is it on the Dolphins? Oh, it's on the Dolphins. I think it's on Miami. McDaniel saying no. I think that's on Miami. Oh, it's on Miami, taunting. And that's a Pittsburgh Steelers first down. Okay, so where was the taunting at? I'll take it. I don't think that should have been a taunting flag, but maybe standing over him was where the flag is thrown. That's the only thing I could think of. But honestly, I don't agree with it. Although I'll take it as a Steeler fan. All right, so the Steelers get a first down off of a Dolphins penalty. Kenny G in the backfield. Two receivers set. They give it out to Gainwell. He's going to cut back, and he's going to get about 9 on that rushing play. And I'll tell you, I don't know the exact numbers, the exact stats on Kenneth Gainwell in this game, but he's doing really, really good, man. I'm positive he has more yards than Warren does. Another gift to Gainwell, and this time he gets the first down. Not much after, but Steelers have more than 100 rushing yards in this game. That is a rarity for the Steelers offense this year. Gainwell himself has over 100 total yards if you're counting receiving yards, and rushing yards. I mean, you want to talk about pure domination in a quarter, man. This is as dominant as it gets here. Fakes the handoff. Rodgers looking. He's scrambling. Flag is thrown. Rodgers is going to scramble it himself and run out of bounds, although there was a penalty thrown somewhere in the backfield. Oh, there's some talking over there on the sideline. Rodgers and I don't know about the coaches and players he's getting it with. Well, the flag was on the Steelers' illegal shift. All right, so that's going to be the end of the third quarter, and I'm going to be real, man. That might be the best quarter I've ever seen out of the Steelers. I'm talking ever. I'm talking in the Killer Bees era. I'm talking before then, a little after that. That might have actually been the best quarter that I've ever seen the Steelers play, man. Just pure dominant. They allowed negative 20 yards. And they scored 2 touchdowns. Offense was moving the ball on both drives. Wow, I don't know if it get much. I don't know if it gets much better than that. I guess the only thing that would have made that quarter better is if Highsmith did catch the pass when in an almost interception. That's the only way that the quarter would have been better, I guess. But if the Steelers do score on this drive and the Dolphins don't get anything, put Will Howard in. If they score a touchdown, put Will Howard in. I just want to see what the guys got, man. That's really what it is. I want to see what the guys got. And it's worth. I think it's worth giving him a shot to be quarterback one next season. I do. So how are we feeling, man? I think man, don't tell me this game's gonna give me hope. Don't tell me that. All right. Oh shoot, I just realized this whole thing is covering the tree. Let me like that, just so it shows the tree. Yeah. I just barely realized that. And not too far outside of the stadium, they do have a little football field that has the end zones painted gold as well. All right, 1st and 15. First play of the fourth quarter here at the 49. Fakes the handoff. Now throws it to Pat Freiermuth. Turns it up the field. Gets the first down. And is tackled inside the Dolphins 30. That is Pat Freiermuth for Steelers first down. Steelers hurrying it up here. Freiermuth, 3 receptions, 45 yards. Aaron Rodgers, 21 for 25, 209 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's in shotgun. Gives it Kenny G. Gets a quality gain right there, quality run right there. Cuts the yard to gain in half for the Steelers. Very cold night over there at Heinz Field. Steelers rocking their color rush uniforms for the first time this season, and probably the only time. Rodgers gets the snap. He's going to throw it. Check down to Warren. Warren gets the first down and more. Out of bounds at around the 15. And the Dolphins look like they don't even want to be there anymore. Oh, Dolphin gets injured. Is that Minka? Minka Fitzpatrick shaking up. Damn. Oh, hopefully it's nothing too serious, man. Minka was actually my favorite Steeler, man. Hey, when Minka Fitzpatrick first stepped on the scene when he got traded from Miami to Pittsburgh, the guy was making splash play after splash. I mean, pick sixes, interceptions. he was like the Steelers defense, man. He was the Steelers' best offensive player for the 2019 season. In all reality, man, he was such a threat that opposing teams literally not throwing his way. That's how much of a threat he was. But I did just give me a throwback Terry Bradshaw jersey, man. See, I don't know when it's supposed to come in, but got me a Terry Bradshaw jersey. Honestly, I like the throwback jerseys more than I like the current ones. The block numbers, I like those more than I like the current Steelers jerseys. I mean, personally, I think the color rush ones are the best. Oh, this one looks serious. Gosh, man, I still can't believe we traded Minka. All right, Steelers now in the red zone here. 8 plays on the drive, 67 yards. Over a 5-minute drive so far. It's going to be a toss play. And it is going to be a touchdown tip for Jonnu Smith as a running back. How about that? A tight end as a running back. I mean, I kind of called it, right? But I said Darnell Washington. But no, they used Jonnu Smith as a running back. Wow, what just... You know what? I don't even know what else to say other than this. Just a all-around great performance from this Pittsburgh Steelers team. 4 consecutive drives with the touchdown. Boswell with his 2 gloves. Extra point is up and good. The Pittsburgh Steelers are up 28-3 with a little over 13 minutes left in this fourth quarter. Don't get me wrong, guys. I expected the Steelers to win this game, but not like this. I'm surprised with how well they're playing. Okay, so it looks like the only Saturday week is going to be the Saturday after Christmas because I don't think they advertise any Saturday games before then. Which this year in particular, I kind of don't want the Steelers to have a Saturday game. You know, it was it didn't end too well last year for the Steelers having Saturday games, so I think we could take a year off of that. Okay, maybe next year. All right, see now, even if the Dolphins do score, if it's a long drive, I put your backups in. Because you don't want to risk. You don't want to risk threatening the record. Okay, you got to make sure you get this record right. So you can't have any of your players get injured. Hey, wait, hold on. The Astros cheated on that. All right. I've already shown the Houston Astros. Bowser with the kickoff. It takes a crazy curve. He's returned out around the 3-yard line. Oh, gets a block. Still on his feet and is finally pushed out of bounds at around the 35. PNC Park. Now, that'd be a place I'd want to go to. PNC Park. You know, it'd be cool, man, if one year the Dodgers play in Pittsburgh and then the Steelers play that weekend. And then to go to a Dodger game in Pittsburgh and then a Steeler game in Pittsburgh. Tua drops back. He's going to throw to H&, a few yards behind the line of scrimmage, but he's able to make a move past Patrick Queen, gets the first down, and then runs out of bounds at midfield. Wow, they just got over 100 yards in the fourth quarter. Hey, they can get as many yards as they want in this quarter. Nothing will take away the fact that they got negative 20 yards in that third quarter. 22 first downs for the Steelers, 6 for Miami. 28-3 here. It's a toss play. HN gets some blocks up front, still on his feet and able to get him a first down. What bounce from HN right there. And the Dolphins offense finally starting to move here. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, the Steelers defense finally able to have themselves a really great game. I think the last game that they had, the only other game that was this good was probably against the Browns. This game is by far their best game of the season. Tua drops back. He's looking. Throws it middle of the field to Waddle for a first down. And correct me if I'm wrong. Is that Waddle's first reception of the game? That might have been his second. Well, he's kind of slow to get up now. Always able to walk on his own 2 feet out of bounds or to the sideline. Dolphins changed up the play at the line of scrimmage. Play clock running down. He wants to snap, and they're going to say he got it off in time. Tua's going to throw it to Waller for a first down, just straight middle of the field. And now they're going to be in the red zone. Okay, now the Dolphins finally starting to get something here. I believe this is the first time in the red zone too. Steeler Nation trying to get into the game here as well. First and goal for the Dolphins. Tua drops back. He's looking. He's scrambling. Pressure's coming. He's able to avoid the pressure. Still looking for something. Throws it away. Tua finally over 100 yards passing. 9 for 14, 115. Miami in shotgun formation once again. Looks towards Aitchen's way. He's going to throw it floater to Waller, and it is caught for a touchdown. Miami gets their first touchdown of the game here in the fourth quarter. And for the sounds of it, they're going to go for 2 here, because why not, you know? Good catch by Darren Waller, too. All right, so they will go for 2, which it doesn't really do anything. Regardless, it's still going to be a 3-possession game. But, you know, just to say that you put up more points, right? See what Dolphins do here. Tua looks to the left. He's going to throw it over. Throws Waller there. So it's going to remain a 28-9 game here. 9:41 left in the fourth quarter. You know what? Hey man, you gotta give it to the Dolphins. They scored, you know. Okay, this game's got me feeling a little bit better about the game next week against Detroit. All right, it really does. It really does. I still favor Detroit, but oh man, that's a 125 start too, which is probably going to be the last late game of the season, unless week 18 is for the division against Baltimore. That's really the only other game. Because game against the Browns, that's a 10 o'clock start, and that probably should be a 10 o'clock start. But I wonder what the Browns are going to do with the whole Shador Center situation. Maybe they trade him. They put themselves in a situation where they're stuck with Deshaun Watson. They put themselves in a terrible situation. And I get this commercial twice. Nice. You know what? I wouldn't mind if this was just the only commercial that's being shown, the Corona commercial. I wouldn't mind. Not one bit. I'm kind of surprised Alabama. Well, maybe I shouldn't be surprised that they made the playoff because they're Alabama. Alabama made the college football playoff because they're Alabama. Jay, power to them, right? All right, the kickoff is returned inside the 10. Warren gets tackled and down at the 37-yard line. Yeah, they're going to keep the starters out there. Honestly, I'm not that big of a fan of that. But all right. Maybe they're trying to keep the streak alive here. 4 straight drives with a touchdown for the Steelers, and that has been since the first half, actually. They're able to score a touchdown on their last drive of the first half, and that streak has continued into the second half. They're going to give it to Johnson here, and he's barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe the Steelers get one of those quarterbacks in the draft. Who knows? Which I don't know. I still want to see what Will Howard could do. Because Howard does have the accolades, man. He won a national championship with Ohio State. Toss play to Johnson once again. They're trying to get his reps in at least. He's able to pick up a few. We're going to have a 3rd and 6 here. 8:35 left in the fourth quarter and ticking. From their own 40. Roger trying to make him jump off sides and then just calls a timeout. All right, but that's the 3rd timeout that the Steelers called because Rodgers didn't like what he saw. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and the Dolphins had just one of those unfortunate seasons where they start off really slow. Started off having a bad season and then wound up picking it up. Yeah, it sucks to have those type of seasons. Because unfortunately, a lot of the time, what happens in the beginning of the season can come back to bite you, and that's what happened with the Dolphins here. Rodgers in shotgun here. Takes a snap. He's just gonna throw it out to Warren, who gets blocks and looks like he got the first down. Yeah, they're gonna move the chains. Okay. I wasn't too sure with how the ref was. With where the ref was, but okay. Moving the chains here. Okay, now they're gonna take an extra look at this. Okay, now he was short. Yeah, he was short. Okay, the knee was down, and the ball was about a half a yard short of the first down. So yeah, that's the right call. And looks like the Steelers punt team is gonna come out on the field. There goes the streak, though, man. That was a low snap. Waitman kicks a line drive here, returned. He's trying to make a move, and he does. Oh, still on his feet, then takes a hit. He's able to pick up a few yards on the return. That's another good punt. Another good quality punt from Waitman there. Okay, so they're showing all the highlights with the Steelers offense. Who would have thought MVS gets a receiving touchdown, and then Jonnu Smith gets a rushing touchdown? Like, who would have thought that stuff going into this game? Tua going to fake the toss and end around, and he's going to give it out complete, and looks like he's able to pick up 9. But yeah, they're going to mark him a little bit short of the first down. Okay, they just showed Steelers. The last time the Steelers had 4 straight touchdowns and consecutive drives was in 2018. That makes sense. That was the last time the Steelers offense was elite. Tua's dropping back, avoids pressure, gets it out complete to a tight end for a first down. Queen was able to get a hit stick right there, and Hill and Queen get into it a little bit after the play. I mean, at this point, I think they're fine with just letting them get middle of the field. Quinn with 7 tackles, 2 of them for a tackle for loss. Tua gets pressured, and he gets sacked by Cameron Hayward. Oh, he tries that the TJ Watt celebration. And they've gotten to Tua quite a few times here in this game. Just a rough night for Tua and the Dolphins offense. 2nd and 17. For Miami, Tua's dropping back. Looks right, throws right, has a man open, complete. Ooh, spin move. Now tackled down by Sawyer. As a first down for Miami. Oh, and he was tackled inbound, so the clock's continuing to run. Now under 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter of this game. And the Dolphins are kind of taking their time in the huddle here. And I guess that's their way of waving the white flag. So he's going to flow one out to Waller, who juggled it for a little bit, but able to hang on to it. Again, I'm not really sure why they're taking their time or why they're throwing it inbound so much. And that was just a short pass, too. It's not like, dang, he took a hit, too. Damn. By Samuel. But I'm not sure what the Dolphins are even trying to do here. Waller in motion. He moves to the left side. 2-inch shotgun. He's going to give it to Waller once again. Picks up another Dolphins first down. Again, though, the clock is just continuing to run. Okay, now they finally go no huddle, which is what you would think that they would do the entire drive. Tua going to give it out to Hn, and he finally runs out of bounds. Probably got 8 there. You have a Dolphins coach out there flexing. I think the Steelers defense is kind of letting the Dolphins gain these yards. As long as it's inbounds. 2nd and 4. Tua looking, now scrambling, and he gets tripped up. Oh no, he's able to stay on his feet. Then gets it out to H, and now he makes a move and finally gets tackled at the 12. That was actually a really good play by Tua and by H. Able to avoid that pressure. Asian with 118 total yards in the game. He's actually having a really good game. And the Steelers take a timeout. Okay. That's what it's all about. Okay, see, the Ravens road is a lot tough. It's a lot more tougher, man. You got New England, you got New England, then at Green Bay, and then at Pittsburgh. That's pretty tough. I mean, the Dolphins weren't showing urgency either, so it's like. All right, Miami in the red zone here. Steelers look like they're going to show some pressure. HN running around. Oh, they only bring 4. Tua still having to avoid pressure. Throws it to the end zone, and Darren Waller gets another touchdown. Waller padding his stats a little bit. And they're going to go for they're going to try a 2-point conversion once again. I think the defense was kind of like, whatever. You guys are using up a lot of time here. Dolphins on the 2-point conversion. Tua looking right. Still looking right. Now throws middle of the field, and it is dropped. He was open, too. Ramsey with the hot mic right there. Ramsey with the hot mic right there. So this game is going to end up with a closer score. But the Steelers dominated this game, man. So the Dolphins are going to do an onside kick here. I'm surprised that there's actually been onside kicks that were successful. I don't remember seeing one. But this season, 4 for 46 on onside kicks. Dolphins going to need a miracle here. They're really taking their time here on this onside kick try. All right, he kicks it on the ground, and Hayward's able to get it. Oh, that went through Thielen's hands, but Connor Hayward able to get the ball. Oh, that got interesting for a second. that did get me a little worried for a second. Oh, it took like a weird turn. All right, you got Kenny G in the backfield. Steelers starting to drive here right at midfield at the 50-yard line. Toss play, Gainwell. Gonna find a couple blocks and gets tackled inbounds. Dolphins use a timeout. Dang. Oh, that side's funny, man. All right, so the Steelers hold the 4th seed with every team, including all the wild card teams, having a better record than the Steelers. I mean, it doesn't get much better than, including one team in the hunt. Well, I guess that will change after the Steelers win tonight, right? After this game is said and done. Another toss play. Kenny G is able to get himself another yard. And the Dolphins take another timeout. That is first start since the 2020 wild card game against the Bills. Dang, the stadium's really emptying out a little bit. I guess it does. Traffic. I don't know. I don't know if Pittsburgh gets super bad traffic. All right, 3rd and 6. Fakes the handoff to Warren. Rodgers scrambling, and he just goes down on his own, which is actually a smart move. And that forces the Dolphins to take their last time out. I actually like the fact that Rodgers did that. Yeah, Aikman not impressed from what he's seen from the Dolphins. It doesn't make sense either. Because now all of a sudden they're showing that they're trying to win, right? But in those last 2 drives, they were just very relaxed, very comfortable. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Waitman with another punt. And it is going to be, stopped by Skoranek, I believe, and going to be down at the 2. How about that from Ben Skoranek? Yep, the foot never got into the end zone. I think we're going to see a safety here. You know what? I didn't realize that they just tapped out. I didn't realize that. I didn't read that last part. Damn, they just tapped out. Handoff playing shotgun inside of their own end zone and picks up a few. It's making me a little bit upset with how the Dolphins are handling this. It doesn't. Rodgers over there smiling, pointing at cameras, having a good time. This is the first time in weeks we've seen that from Rodgers. This is what, the game in Ireland? Where we've seen Rodgers this happy? Because now he knows he's at the cusp of, he's one game away. Well, hey, this game was more of a blowout. I mean, I'm enjoying it, of course, since I'm a Steelers fan. But hopefully next week is a more competitive game. And I think it will be a bit of a competitive game with the way the Colts defense played yesterday. Niners, I mean, they had a good showing against who did they play yesterday? The Titans. So I guess it's a test for the Niners, especially going into Lucas Oil. Ooh. Honestly, I'm kind of ready for this game to end. I wonder if the Steelers are gonna officially retire Big Ben's number at some point. I mean, you would think they will, right? At some point, they probably will give it a few years. I mean, it has been a few years already, but maybe 10 years, 15 years. Huh. Have a guy in a pig costume with the AA run throwback. Okay. Tua looking, throws it, caught complete to Darren Waller once again. Third and inches for Miami. Tua drops back, pressure coming. He's avoiding it and can't avoid the rush. He is sacked once again. I mean, Dolphins at this point, just take a knee. Just take a knee. All right, 4th and 3. Final chance for the Dolphins, if you will. Check down to Achane for a first down. Now they're in no huddle here. Under 50 seconds left. Highsmith brings pressure. He throws it, almost intercepted by Joey Porter Jr., but it's going to wind up incomplete. 42 seconds left in the fourth quarter. I mean, honestly, what are the Dolphins even trying to do anymore? I mean, sure, now you want to show that you're trying, right? Play clock running down, and it goes to 0. Tua tries to call a timeout, but the Dolphins don't have any more. So that's going to be a delay of game. Oh, just take the knee, man. That's how I'm feeling. If I was a Dolphin fan, I'm just like, man, just take the knee and end this already. 42 seconds left. Tua's dropping back. Looking, throws it complete, and he is tackled inbounds. Good. And are the Dolphins going to run another play? Oh, yes, they have to run another play. 20 seconds left. Highsmith rushing. Tua scrambling. He gets it out complete to his tight end, who makes a move and gets tackled inbounds, and that's going to do it. That is going to do it. The Pittsburgh Steelers streak continues. Their win streak. Oh, but the Dolphins try to run it. The Dolphins try to run another play. Are you kidding me? Gosh, man. What's up with the Dolphins, man? Okay. The Steelers streak continues of Monday Night Football games won at home at Heinz Field. That streak is to 23 now. Steelers now 8-6. Still up on Baltimore. And, I mean, next week doesn't really matter too much for the Steelers. It's really more the two divisional games that matter. So, hey, Steelers one game away. One game away from making history, right? No, but all seriousness, man, really good game. I'll post a video either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm not too sure. We'll see. But great game, man. All phases of the game. So that's going to do it for this live. And, we're going to get a victory light show. Victory light show as they interview DK Metcalf. What a game, man. What a game. And you guys have a great, great night. And as always, go Steelers.